Hello, welcome. This is Business Week coming to you from our studios here in Lagos, the nation's commercial capital. I am Frank Omalape. Here's what coming up in a moment. President Bola Tinubu signs new executive orders to boost investment in oil and gas sector. Says the new order is aimed at improving the investment climate and positioning Nigeria as the preferred investment destination. Plus, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria urges President Bola Tinubu to discontinue implementation of the expatriate employment levy, saying due consideration be given to the challenges facing the sector. And finally, outside Nigeria, United States House passed a $460 billion package of 6 spending bills to the Senate ahead of Friday's partial government shutdown deadline. There is and many more what to expect on the show today. This is Business Week. Well, thank you for joining us, everyone. This is Business Week. Let's begin with the major stories that made headlines in the week. President Bola Tinubu has signed a new executive orders aimed at enhancing the investment environment and establishing Nigeria as a top choice for investment in the oil and gas industry across Africa. The president issued this policy directive in Abuja. Extensive engagement with major stakeholders in the sector. The spokesperson for the president on media and publicity, Mr. Jorin Ngelale, made this disclosure in a statement on Wednesday. According to Ngelale, the directives entail the provision of financial incentives for the development of non-associated gas, midstream operations, and a deep water project. The statement emphasized the president's commitment and dedication to removing all obstacles to investment in Nigeria and diversify the economy for the benefit of all. Elsewhere in the week, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alaki, says Nigeria is a favorable destination for lithium exploration and extraction as it possesses one of the highest percentages of lithium content globally. The minister said this in Doha at a meeting with Qatari businessmen on the sidelines of the visit of President Bola Tinubu to the Arab nation. He was responding to inquiries on the quality of Nigerian lithium by the Emir of the State of Qatar, Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. The minister explained that Nigeria's lithium conveniently appears close to the surface, facilitating extraction processes and making it more accessible for investors. According to him, this factor enhances the economic viability of lithium mining in Nigeria and positions the country as a significant player in the international lithium market. And in the course of the week, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria is urging President Bola Tinubu to give due consideration to the challenges of the manufacturing sector and direct implementation of a expatriate employment levy to be discontinued. The Director General of the association, Mr. Segun Ajayi-Kadri, said this in Lagos in reaction to the federal government's announcement on February 27 about a mandatory annual levy for organizations employing expatriate workers. According to the government, the move is to encourage foreign companies to employ more Nigerian workers. Mr. Ajayi-Kadri expressed concern over the expatriate employment levy, saying its unintended consequences on the manufacturing sector could not be accommodated at this time. And now the Lagos State Ministry of Wealth, Creation and Employment says it is set to train and empower more than 10,000 youth and women in employability and entrepreneurship skills on Empower Lagos initiative, which will be unveiled soon. Commissioner for Wealth, Creation and Employment, Mr. Akiyemi Ajibotafe, said this at the 2024 Africa SMEs Excellence Conference organized by the Small Business Insight in Lagos.
In a strategic move towards fostering economic growth and entrepreneurship across Nigeria, business leaders, industry players, government officials are here to explore ways to empower and train young entrepreneurs and owners of small and medium-sized enterprises with new knowledge to better position their businesses.
Let's sustain the applause. Thank you very much.
Represented by the Director Partnership, Ministry of Wealth, Creation and Employment, Lagos State, Mrs. Olayinka Oyebagbo says the state government is initiating a new program to support small businesses.
One initiative that has come up with, that the ministry has come up with this year, it is called Empower Lagos. And inside this Empower Lagos, it is basically what we do in the ministry, but now it's in a structured form. In the next 2 years, we want to target 10,000 beneficiaries.
the best and the greatest tool any business person would have is your mind. Your ability to be able to envision the future will determine the actions you're going to take. If you do not have the right mindset, you will not be able to take on the future and win the constant battle for survival, desire to thrive and expand.
Speakers say there is a need for a change of mindset. They also want business owners to explore other opportunities to help their businesses grow despite the fallout of the present macroeconomic challenges.
The bedrock of every economy are the entrepreneurs, they are the SMEs. Without a viable SME market, industry, the economy cannot go far. So I like what the organizers are doing, trying to bring SMEs together and bringing, resource persons that can talk to them about how they can, have a growth mindset.
Challenge is that business owners must understand that resilience is very important. There will be challenges along the way. If we get our bearings right, we can get our work right.
Programs that motivate entrepreneurs, because so many of us, because of what is happening in the country, our morale is going down. But with what we had today, we will surely, those who have to bounce back.
The conference is with the theme Own Your Future, Mindset for Success in Business. It provided an avenue for these entrepreneurs to be mentored, to network, and share ideas on new innovations in the tech ecosystem for better productivity.
Away from there, the Nigeria Customs Service is intensifying its fight against illegal wildlife trade and trafficking. In a bid to enhance their capabilities, the Customs Service is expanding capacity building initiatives for all its officers and personnel. This development comes as a consortium of international partners, including the United States, pledges support to the Nigeria Customs Service. TVC News correspondent Analyses has more.
During an on-site evaluation of the Customs Training College facilities, the Commandant, Comptroller Haniel Hadison, assured international partners that the college is ready to receive their support. He emphasized the importance of their contributions in achieving set objectives for capacity building.
The Comptroller General of Customs so much believe in capacity building. We would like them to come in with, now everything's centered around technology. We will need them to bring in their capability and competency in the use of technology in the fight against these illegal activities, particularly our officers and men. There's need for them to be trained in the usage of drones, particularly at the borders, at the seaports, at the airport, and even within the system, and particularly also on governed spaces. In Nigeria, we have a lot of ungoverned spaces. So the use of technology will help Nigerian Customs Service to carry out its function, particularly as it regards to enforcement.
Assistant Controller Abimbola Isafiade, in charge of the Nigeria Customs Service Special Wildlife Unit, expressed gratitude for the visit of the collaborators. She highlighted the significance of the upcoming training sessions in equipping officers to combat illegal wildlife trade and trafficking effectively.
In addition to the partnership that we have with the likes of Wildlife Justice Commission, we are partnering now with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife. We had a meeting last month where they pledged their support, and here they have come and assess the environment to see what we have, the facilities we have, for them to be able to know what and where to step in terms of capacity building. So the capacity building now is now going to go far and wide. We want to train practically all the men and officers of Nigeria Customs Service. This is what this exercise is to come and establish. A needs assessment, and then the next is to begin the training for all officers on understanding what it takes to combat illegal wildlife trade and trafficking.
In a stern warning to perpetrators to cease their illegal activities, officials emphasized that the enhanced training of officers will lead to swifter interceptions and arrest of offenders. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
And outside Nigeria, United States House has passed a $460 billion package of 6 spending bills to the Senate ahead of Friday's partial government shutdown deadline. The lawmakers are negotiating the second package of 6 bills, including defense, to have all federal agencies fully funded before a March 22 deadline to make total discretionary spending by Congress to about $1.66 trillion for the full year. A significant number of House Republicans have lined up in opposition to the spending packages, forcing House Speaker Mr. Mike Johnson, a Louisiana Republican, to use an expedited process to bring the bill up for a vote. The processes require 2/3 of the House to vote for the measure for it to pass. Well, those were some of the biggest stories in Business Week. And coming up in a moment after this break, our focus is on Nigeria's investment attractiveness and key factors for attracting foreign direct investment and portfolio inflows and opportunities for Nigeria. But that's our talking point in a moment. Please stay with us. And if you just joined us, this is Business Week coming to you from our studios here. Let's get into our conversation for the day. And one of the fundamental pillars supporting Nigeria's investment attractiveness is its abundant natural resources, particularly in sectors such as oil and gas, agriculture, and solid minerals. In the week, the president signed an executive order aimed at positioning Nigeria as a top investment destination in Africa. But what are the other gray areas Nigeria needs to address to increase its inflows of foreign direct investment and portfolio investors? Well, that's our focus in this conversation. Well, I'm joined now by the senior manager at Cardinal Professional Services, Mrs. Titilope Bakare. He joins me virtually. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you for coming. Let's start this way. President Tinubu in the week signed an executive order targeted at addressing bottlenecks in the oil and gas sector and position the country as an investment destination. What does this mean for the growth of energy sector? Specifically, talk about the energy, the oil and gas sector generally.
Like we know that the way the economy is running now, everybody knows that there's a need for emergency on all levels. So it's not out of order for the president to sign those executive orders like sectorals, just like he does for the oil and gas and all. So, and you know, the aim is obvious, to create a conducive environment for both domestic and foreign investors. And the urgency for this is it's things that everybody should know, and it's something that is needed to accelerate investment. And then this directive is helping to at least compress the contracting timelines and implement incentive promptly, because there are incentives that government had put in place to be able to achieve such growth. And if it's not signed executively, those funds are not put into place by the president, we will not be able to achieve the economic growth and development. And this is the proactive approach by the president to show its commitment to driving the economic growth. We can see how he has been moving around from country to country. And so this is a timely one. And these orders will help to, you know, engage as many people as possible, especially the industry players and experts, to ensure that the reforms are tailored to these specific challenges and opportunities in the oil and gas sector.
Well, I want us to talk further on this now. According to recent NBA's report, Nigeria has attracted more than about $3.9 billion in foreign capital inflow when you compare that to the figure that was, displayed in 2022, the highest being the $24 billion in 2019. What policies or reforms do you think could encourage more FDIs or foreign portfolio investors into the country?
There are a lot of policies that government could put in place right now. As in, we need all the help we can get to ensure that Nigeria, being a large and growing economic that it is, and then with all the abundant resources that we have, opportunity that is available, it will not be, it is so pathetic that we are still striving to get people to come to our country to invest. So some of the policies that I think that the government should put in place is one, the investment promotion and facilitation. For instance, it should strengthen the Nigeria Investment Promotion Commission in promoting and facilitating investments to ensure that investment are streamlined and the investment processes are approved, and then reduce bottlenecks in assessing the platforms and the investment centers. Another thing is the legal and regulatory framework that should be in place. Every investors will be comfortable knowing that their investments are safe and there are laws that are enforcing things, ensuring that the security of all that they are put in place, and that in case of any conflict or whatever, their rights are protected, and then their property as in protected. Then another thing is to ensure that there is infrastructural development. There's so much business can achieve if the right infrastructures are not put in place. The energy sector infrastructure should be well developed, the transportation system, the telecommunication system, and utilities. A lot of businesses are struggling right now with energy cost and all the things that is needed, and a lot of them are providing these things. And they should explore as much as possible the public-private partnership to ensure that even if government doesn't have, it cannot allocate enough resources to develop infrastructure at the moment, they should ensure that they partner with other private agencies or businesses that could help in putting these things in place. And then another thing that is major is that financial market reforms. It's not just, we are looking at all forms of foreign investment. So if we strengthen the regulatory frameworks and corporate governance in our markets, in our financial markets, and ensure that the standards are up so that confidence of investors are enhanced, and then there should be liberal capital control to ensure foreign exchange regulation to facilitate those portfolio investment and any other form of investment to the economy, among many others.
If you look at what the president is doing, the president has been embarking on investment shopping since he came to power. The recent being the Qatar visit. Beyond immediate economic gains, what is your outlook for, for these with regards to its impact on long-term economic diversification and the country, especially what the country needs to take advantage of with this window of investment shopping across the world?
Okay, so you can see governments launching this treasury, putting out treasury bills and all and the bid is to attract as much capital for government policies to be, and the development plans to be able to execute them easily. And much more than attracting foreign portfolio investments, which is temporal, is a short-term and medium-term investments. One thing that is important is that in all the things that the government is doing, they should ensure that the basic things that involve foreign direct investments, having foreign nationals being able to come into our country to be able to establish businesses so that they can, provide some sort of ownership and control within the country, establishing their, foreign and more people come in the business, the economy, which is very important for us right now, more than ever. So more than just going around, and I know that the president is putting in as much effort. Nobody wants to fail with the state of the country because things are not looking good, and we like that these things are things are coming, the economy is looking up as much as possible. So in the bid to bring in investments, one thing that the government should focus on and that we can take advantage of as a people is having inflows of foreign direct investment, which will help us to, help in the total economic growth of it, to be a significant driver in the economic growth. And if foreign investors are able to establish their businesses, that means a lot of things are in place. We have people getting job creation, there'll be importation of technology transfer, skill development, and then increased capital inflow, which will have a great multiplier effect on the economy as a whole. And so it will trickle down into different sectors and into different levels of development within the economy. So much more than attracting foreign portfolio investment, I think it's important that government emphasize and create that enabling environment for businesses to come and settle in, so to say, and then we are able to assess those markets, and then generally the opportunity for growth abounds, and then the diversification that we are expecting with those policies that you put in place to ensure that these things are channeled into the drivers like the agricultural sector, the manufacturing sector. If those investments are brought and they are focused on those areas and technology, it will help enable even from all those small and medium scale businesses to go all the way up like that, and the opportunity will trickle down to everyone.
So looking beyond incentives and established sectors like oil and gas, agriculture, which emerging sectors do you think hold the most promise for attracting FDI going forward?
Apart from agriculture and the oil and gas, the fintechs, a lot of digital products around, and there are a lot of things that people are doing well in the area of technological development and all within the country. And I think it's a place where government could look into, because a lot of businesses are being engaged on that particular area, and then a lot of business developments are being. A lot of businesses that are going on in the area of fintechs. You see how these, or even though they are not particularly foreign yet, how it's a technology that they were able to import from other countries, those financial technology-based businesses, or how they came through, especially during the COVID-19, and all these places, how they are developing fast, and how businesses are sprouting in that particular sector. So I think that if government can develop technology focused on sciences within the country, and how these things, the effect of what these things can do in our researches and then financial, as in the technological aspects, it will be a good thing. And if one of the things that is most important is, like I said, infrastructural development is something that is key. And then if our educational sector can be developed such that we have skilled workforce. Skilled workforce is one of the major factors in attracting foreign direct investment. Most investors want to come to a place where they can leverage on the advantages that are there, like reduced labor costs and all that. They don't have to invest so much on training. They have a ready market.
I'm going to let you go in a moment, but let's look at this finally before I let you go. We've seen the president assuring investors in the past of safety of their funds to address some concerns by investors about repatriation of profit. Of course, we talk about being able to allow these investors to come into the country to do business freely. So how do you think Nigeria can address these concerns and build trust with potential investors to attract more foreign investment?
Yeah, Nigeria right now, everybody like peace. Peace, peace, peace. Insecurity is a major setback that we have not been able to resolve as much as possible. Nobody, even whether local or foreign investor, want to put their investment in a place where the economic environment or the political environment is unstable, where things are unsecure, where you're not sure of getting your investment protected by the law, or where you're not sure of security guaranteed in that environment. So security is a place where government should invest in right now to be able to attract. I know that they have a lot of promises have been made in that regard, but we have not particularly seen as much result as expected. So if that fear of instability is there, if governments are able to demonstrate their commitment to protecting investment of foreign investors or any other investor for that matter. Another thing that is provide access to finance, affordable financing options. And some people would say that we've seen even Nigerians going out there to make investment. One of the reasons why they make investment is their options, the financing options are numerous. So if we have a robust financial sector that is functioning well, and the capital market is working as they should, banking sector, and we have access to enough private equity and venture capital opportunity, then it's a place that is one of the reasons why, one of the things that will be an incentive for others to be able to invest in the country.
Well, I think you need to leave it there now. Thank you so much for your time. Senior Manager at Cardinal Professional Services, Mrs. Titilope Bakare. Thank you for your time on Business Week. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Frank, for having me.
All right, you'll be watching Business Week coming to you from our studios here Just before I let you go, let's tell you that the Central Bank of Nigeria has warned all primary mortgage banks, development finance institutions, and microfinance banks in the country on timely submission of regulatory returns. This was disclosed in a press release issued on its website, signed by the Director of Financial Policy and Regulation, Mr. Valentine Ururuka. The Apex Bank also expressed dissatisfaction over the late and non-rendition of periodic returns related to the financial institutions annual report. Mr. Ururuka emphasized that adherence to the regulatory guidelines is crucial for maintaining financial stability and transparency within the banking sector. Well, and that's that show this week. Thank you for watching. I am Franco Malape. I'll see you again next week.